Here's a strange truth most men never figure out. There are certain things women love when you do, but they'll never openly ask for them. Why? Because if they have to tell you, the magic is gone. The moment you have to be instructed, the moment it's no longer natural, it feels less masculine to them. So they test, they wait, and they hope you just know. And if you don't, they may never say a word, but they will slowly disconnect. Here's your question of the day. What's one thing you did naturally that made a woman act completely different around you? Drop it in the comments, and if you've already learned to read between the lines, add the word valorous, so we know you're not guessing anymore, you're seeing. In today's video, we'll break down 5 behaviors that women quietly crave, yet almost never speak about. These aren't gimmicks. They're grounded in psychology, attraction, and the unspoken dance between masculine presence and feminine response. And when you apply them with calm confidence, not to impress, but because they align with who you are, everything shifts. Let's begin. One of the most powerful things a woman will never ask for directly is leadership. Not control, not domination. Leadership. The ability to make decisions, take initiative, and move with certainty. Women don't want to tell you, take the lead. If they do, the dynamic already feels off. They want you to just do it. To plan the evening, to guide the energy of a conversation, to act without waiting for permission. This doesn't mean being forceful. It means being clear. Instead of asking, what do you want to do tonight? Say, be ready at 8, we're going somewhere nice. Instead of, what do you feel like eating? Say, I'm picking the spot, you'll like it. The content of your plan isn't the key, your decisiveness is. That decisiveness tells her she can relax into her feminine energy because you've already claimed the frame. From a Stoic point of view, true leadership is quiet and composed. You don't lead to impress her. You lead because it's who you are, with or without her. You're not afraid to take initiative, and you're not shaken if she pushes back a little. In fact, her testing is natural. She wants to feel that your decisions are anchored, not dependent on her emotional weather. What happens when you lead without asking? She feels safe, not in the protective sense, but in the energetic sense. Safe to soften, safe to engage, safe to respect you. She won't always thank you for it. She may never say anything at all. But her body language will shift, her tone will change, and her interest will deepen. Because real masculine leadership doesn't ask for permission. It simply moves with clarity and control. Most men break eye contact too soon, not because they're weak, but because they've been taught to avoid intensity. But here's the truth. Prolonged, steady eye contact is one of the subtlest and most powerful ways to communicate masculine presence. It says, I see you, I'm here, I'm not shaken. And women feel that instantly. They won't ask for it, they'll just respond to it, often without knowing why. When you maintain eye contact just a few seconds longer than most men do, it creates tension, the right kind. It's not aggressive, it's aware. You're not staring to dominate, you're looking to remain present. That unwavering attention signals calm confidence. It shows that you're not hiding, not avoiding, not submitting. And that level of stillness in your gaze is rare enough to trigger real attraction. From a Stoic lens, this is a test of composure. Your ability to remain still under pressure, to face a person fully without flinching or overanalyzing, is a sign of control, not over others, but over yourself. When you can hold a woman's gaze without needing to perform or escape, you signal strength. Without speaking a word, you're grounded, not seeking approval, not reacting to hers. She may glance away, she might even test your reaction, but internally she feels the shift. The man who can meet her eyes with composure is a man who won't be thrown off by emotion, challenge, or beauty. And that kind of presence doesn't just draw her in, It calms her nervous system, because behind every test is one question. Can you hold the moment? And when your eyes say yes, she listens. Even if she never says a word, touch is powerful, but only when it's intentional. Most men hesitate. They overthink it, worry if it's the right time, or wait for clear signals that rarely come. But here's the unspoken truth. Women notice how you touch more than when. A light touch on her lower back when guiding her through a crowd, a calm hand on her shoulder during a laugh, or a brief graze of the arm during conversation. These small gestures speak volumes when delivered with certainty. Women are deeply sensitive to energy. They can tell when a man is unsure of himself versus when he's grounded and relaxed in his movements. Hesitation feels awkward, even weak. But when your touch is confident, not rushed, not overbearing, it communicates that you're comfortable in your own skin. And that comfort is what makes her feel safe in yours. Stoic composure applies here in a subtle way. You're not touching to get a reaction. You're not seeking permission every step. You're expressing calm leadership with physical presence. Your body language should say, I trust myself and I respect the space. That balance between confidence and restraint is rare, and women feel it immediately. They won't tell you directly, but they'll lean in, mirror your gestures, or soften their tone around you. Touch, when delivered without neediness or urgency, becomes one of your most powerful tools. It's not about seduction, it's about signal. It tells her that you're not afraid of closeness, that you know how to navigate physical energy without flinching. And more importantly, that you lead not just with words, but with your entire presence. She'll never say it out loud, but she'll remember how it felt to be near you. Every woman will test you, consciously or not. It might be through sarcasm, challenging your opinion, being late, or subtly pushing a boundary just to see how you respond. These aren't personal attacks, they're subconscious questions. Are you grounded? Will you fold? Can you lead when challenged? And most men fail, not because they're weak, but because they mistake silence for strength and passivity for peace. But a woman doesn't respect the man who never pushes back. She respects the man who corrects without losing control. When you calmly check her behavior, without raising your voice, without emotional spikes, you're showing her something rare: emotional authority. You're not reacting from ego, you're responding from principle. Example. She interrupts you repeatedly. You pause, look her in the eyes, and say with zero tension, "Let me finish." Then continue like nothing happened. Or she shows up late with no message. You don't joke about it or pretend it's fine. You say, "If we're going to meet, I expect you to respect my time." No lecture, no drama, just clarity. That kind of correction carries weight because it's delivered from stillness. In Stoic practice, you're not trying to change her. You're revealing your boundaries. You don't scold or shame, you simply lead with standards. And if she respects you, she adjusts. If she doesn't, she drifts. Either way, you don't chase, you stand. She may never tell you outright, but when you correct her calmly, her respect for you increases immediately. Why? Because you just showed her that your attention is not unconditional. It's earned. And a man who can set boundaries without losing composure is not only rare, he's unforgettable. Most men think they need to explain everything. Why they pulled back, why they're upset, why they're going quiet. But here's what most women will never tell you. When your attention shifts or disappears without drama, it leaves an impact far deeper than words ever could. Silence isn't weakness, it's weight, and when used with discipline, it becomes one of the strongest forms of masculine communication. You don't need to announce that you're disappointed. You don't need to tell her she's crossed a line. If her behavior changes, if she disrespects your time, ignores your effort, or starts testing with no intention of connection, you simply remove your energy. Not out of spite, but out of self-respect. You stay calm, you stay present, but you no longer offer her the same attention she once received freely. This is where Stoicism reveals its sharp edge. A Stoic man doesn't punish, he disengages, he doesn't argue for respect, he leaves the space where it's lacking. Your emotional detachment isn't cold, it's measured. You've simply recognized that your time, energy, and focus are earned, not guaranteed. And the woman who forgets that remembers it the moment your presence is gone. Here's the part she'll never say aloud. The silence will echo louder than your words ever did. Not because you're playing games, but because you're done playing. She might reach out. She might double back. But your shift has already spoken. You don't chase approval, you follow your code. And that quiet withdrawal, that's the lesson most women never expect, but never forget. You don't need to be loud to be remembered. You don't need to ask for respect. You show it by how you carry yourself, how you respond, and most importantly, how you withdraw. The things women want most from a man, leadership, presence, restraint, composure, they rarely say aloud. Why? Because they're not looking for someone to follow orders. They're waiting to feel that energy without asking for it. That's the difference between men who perform and men who embody. The Stoic man doesn't seek constant feedback. He leads. He touches with intention. He corrects with calm. And when he's disrespected, he exits without noise. That kind of man is rare. That kind of man doesn't need to explain why he's valuable. His presence already said it. If you're building that presence, not through anger but through clarity, drop the word valorous in the comments. This is where quiet strength replaces loud effort. This is valorous. Stay centered, stay sharp, and never chase what you can attract through stillness.